Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new on this channel, please do well to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification icon, so anytime I post fresh content like this, you'll be the first to be notified. In today's video, I'll be doing a review on the movie Blood Sisters. The movie opens with two women digging a hole by the side of the road and rolling a body shrouded in a sheet into the hole. While Blood Sisters is a bit melodramatic, it also has the potential to be an interesting thriller that goes into the evolution of gender roles versus tradition in Nigeria. Netflix, in partnership with Ebony Life Production, remains at the front line in telling authentic African stories, the latest addition to its endless catalogue in a new crime thriller series titled Blood Sisters. Blood Sisters primarily tells a story of Sarah, a young woman who is set to marry a physically abusive man. Despite her best friend Kemi's objection, she goes ahead with the wedding, which leads to a series of unfortunate events. If you have watched the thriller, you might remember there was a scene with a house burning down. Well, get ready to be shocked because that wasn't a CGI, computer generated imagery effect. It happened for real. Like personally, that was the best scene for me, like in the movie. That was the best scene. Though I had several other scenes that were very interesting, I will be reviewing in the movie. Please, if you're yet to subscribe to this channel, do well to hit the subscribe button and don't forget to also share this video so that others can also see the video. Now, here are interesting things you must know about our character, Sarah. Sarah is a very nice person who can switch emotions. That's one of the things I like about her in the movie. Okay, I see Sarah to be a very strong-willed woman. She knows what she wants. Despite her family push, her parents push for her to settle with a man that is financially buoyant, that could also sort out the family bill. You could see that before the proposal commenced, she actually said no to Kola, which actually led to Kola's death. Also, I could say that Sarah's role was solely dependent on Kemi because Kemi was also a strong supporter, for all her action. And also, in the open part of the movie, I could see repeatedly that Kola was directly kissing his mother. Ow. That was very annoying, and at some point, I felt very bad. I felt very, very bad. Like, who kisses the mother directly lips to lips? Like, that's crazy. Whoa, here are the things you must know about our superstar Kemi. Kemi was an interesting superstar in the movie. She's such a strong powerhouse and knows what she wants. Despite her young age, she's just a girl who is family oriented and also a kind of best friend who is ready to kill for. Seriously, like she's actually the key actor in this movie. I love the fact that she's a friend we could count on. She's a very rare friend. Sorry to say, but I mean it for real. Like, she's this kind of friend everybody wants to get. Playing a multi-layered character like Kemi is often accompanied by several challenges, notwithstanding. But for my superstar character Nancy, seriously, like, it was barely an inconvenience despite having a different character interpretation, in her head. I could see her switch roles, from this very timid young girl who had, very good upbringing to a very corrosive, rugged girl. That scene they wanted to butcher Kola's body. For some seconds, I almost freaked out because I never really wanted to watch that. I'm not this very friendly with blood. Okay, left for me alone, that scene was too bloody, and I think it might be too offensive for some viewers. Okay, nevertheless, I think this is the roots of the movie, bloody scene, blood sister. Okay, there are so many topics that have been shared in the movie. Okay, first I could see greed. Greed is actually where the movie is centered, and I could see, okay, most uniquely, the movie reveals that the poor are always being marginalized in the society and the rich are always treated as royalty. You could see this story boldly written in the movie. While Kola was missing, everyone was actually on the set to know what was going on. But why is it that the photographer died and nothing happened? The police didn't even, one scene. We didn't see any scene that the police found his body till the movie ended. We didn't see anything happen to the photographer We didn't see any investigation ongoing. We didn't see nothing. But yet, while Kola was missing, you could see tension was actually at the peak. Everyone was in search of Kola. This is actually what happens in the real Nigerian society. The rich are always being given preferential, treatment, while the poor are treated as trash. This is actually the problem we have in Nigerian society. And also, looking through another perspective, we could see that the rich are always suppressing the poor in the society, right? I'm talking about the Nigerian society. We could see the opening scene where Kola actually signals Uncle B to beat Sarah's ex for invading his engagement, beat him to stupor. And we could see the other scene where he came out, very weak and with clutches, explaining to Sarah that he was actually dealt with. Nothing happened. Nothing happened to the end of the movie. You could see that nothing happened. No retaliation, and this is what usually happens in the Nigerian society. The rich are always having their way to the poor, and they go scot-free without nothing. You get? So I think it was clearly interpreted in the movie. And also, you could see that the Nigerian police were bribed severally. So I think I give kudos to the producer. You could see the real Nigerian society is being pictured in the movie clearly without no biasness. Another scene that really struck me in the movie is a scene where Kemi had finished talking to her ex-boyfriend Kenny and returning back to the room to talk to Kola. Kola's reaction to her was somehow demeaning. At first, when I saw him crying, I was thinking, okay, the movie is just starting. Perhaps it's this kind of guy that doesn't like sharing. Perhaps it's this kind of cool dude that doesn't really like someone infringing on his property and all that. I was feeling all cool, only for me to see his very annoying and very silly reaction. Then I knew that this guy was a beast. And thereafter, that scene translated to the next scene, the dinner scene, where we could see Kola trying to play PDA with Sarah rather. That was very, very, very annoying. And to come to reason that the wife-to-be, I'm talking about Sarah, after being physically abused, and also remember, there was a scene where Kemi actually, was trying to confide, was trying to seek out what happened, was trying to ask her why her mood is this bad, because being best friend for years, they actually knew themselves better. So Kemi was trying to ask Sarah what was happening, what had actually happened in the previous scene, and why she's this down in mood. She tried to explain to her. Okay, she didn't explain at first. She was wearing this, angry mood. And Kemi, being the best friend, knows how to, get the truth off her, even when she doesn't really want to talk. So she got talking, and the first thing she asked her was, is he still abusing you? Is he still hitting you? And from there we could realize that maybe this thing has been happening before now. Man, this babe is a very strong babe. To stay in such relationship is not easy. So day I knew that this man is a beast. Okay, Kemi had reminded Sarah that she had a promise she made that she'll walk out of the relationship if Kola still acts abusive. In an attempt to call off the wedding, Sarah spoke to her mother. She explained how she was a victim of an abusive relationship. Her mother asked her to wipe her tears away and continue with the wedding. They were living a luxury life only because of Kola and his family. His father had even taken a loan from the Ademolas family, and it was only through marriage that they could strengthen their bond. This aspect actually makes me feel very bad. That people would actually, on their right senses, give out their daughter because of loan. Like, that's crazy. This is one thing that African parents do, and it turns me off. Why would you be giving your daughter out based on your family financial status? Like, that's bad. That's bad. Bad to a fault, right? So I feel very bad for Sarah at this point, because she was in a fix. She couldn't take any decision of herself, and knowing the fact that the mom also has nothing to offer. It was very bad. At this point, Sarah was very scared and also shattered. She knew that she doesn't have any chance of calling off this relationship due to the fact that the mom is also in support of the marriage. The only thing on Sarah's head at this point was to talk to Kola and give him valid reason why she wants to walk out of the relationship. Unknowing to her, this would be a dying day. After trying to explain to Kola tried to strangle her, to kill her. That was the very moment Kemi walked into the room, tried to save Sarah. Sarah's attempt while hitting Kola on the head never worked till she picked a gun on the ground and shot Kola. Now, this gun was actually the same gun the assassin that was hired by Femi Ademola, Kola's brother. Okay, at this point, Kola was killed by Kemi and his body was being hidden somewhere in the hotel room. Whereas his mom, I'm talking about Kola's mom still believed that Kola is somewhere. Maybe he ran because he never wanted to marry Sarah. And also, Sarah and Kemi maintained that Kola had indeed entered Sarah's room to discuss a personal matter, after which they made up and he left. The body was kept in Sarah's bedroom at the hotel. They attempted to dismember the body, but they could not bring themselves to do it. After beheading Kola, they went for an alternative plan to get rid of the body. They dressed as the hotel staff, carried his body and hid in the laundry bag, and secured it in the trunk of their car. They drove away and buried him in an empty spot. Sarah met Kenny and narrated the whole incident to him. She needed someone to share the emotional turmoil with she was going through. While Sarah and Kemi planned to leave the country, the body was discovered by stray dogs and the police started investigating the case. Sarah and Kemi were questioned by Inspector Slow Basenjo. They shared the story that they had agreed upon. When Kenny was taken away for questioning, Kemi was worried, knowing that he knew the truth. They decided to flee their house. Kenny spoke about Kola's abusive nature, but he did not share Sarah's secret. The best friend ran away and hid in the crowd slum of Lagos. Taking off their wigs and glamorous lifestyle, they blended with the crowd. Kenny started to help them escape and promised to arrange for the passport to help them flee the country. As the two friends went missing, suspicion was raised. Kola's mother, Uduak Ademola, wanted to get hold of the girls and she employed Uncle B, a trusted assistant, to help her find them. Anyhow, while Kola was murdered by Kemi and Sarah, it was his elder brother Femi Ademola who wanted him dead. He had hired a professional killer to end his brother's life on the wedding night. He was extremely jealous of the fact that Kola was the head of the family's company. Even though he was the eldest son, the bitterness grew over the years, and with the support of his wife Olayinka, he planned to remove his brother from his path of success forever. He hired a hitman by name Blade. Blade had endless crimes to his name and was well known by the police department. He arrived at the wedding venue, but Kola figured out his ill intention, which with one look at Blade, Kola knew his friend was in danger. He intentionally made Blade follow him to the hotel corridor, where he got hold of him and his gun. With a gun in his hand, Kola questioned Blade about the person who hired him. Even before Blade answered, he knew Femi was behind the whole saga. Fast forward to my most interesting scene in the movie Blood Sisters. My most interesting scene in the movie Blood Sisters, I don't know about you, is a scene in Makoko where Kemi burnt down the hut. Wow, like that was super cinematic. It wasn't this, control imagery. It was very real. And also Uncle B, I will commend him there. He did the movie very well with his action. I could see the life, it brought to the movie, the A game and all that. It was a hit. Seriously. And back to the story. As Sarah and Kemi were planning to run away, Uncle B caught them. I'm talking about the Makoko scene. He caught them and they had burned down the hut that he was staying in order for them to escape. While Uncle B informed the police superintendents about the whereabouts of the sister, Kemi called Kola's friend. Kemi now called Kola's friend, I'm talking about Akin, whom she trusted and confessed the truth to. While Akin did not know that his friend was violent, he started asking Kola's ex-girlfriend about his nature behind closed doors. He met Princess, one of Kola's lovers, whose one eye was covered with cloth. She explained that it was Kola who did that to her. He used to physically torture her, and after turning her blind in one eye, he warned her to stay still and sketch a picture of her. He was very, very abusive, and Akin was determined to find the evidence to prove that the girls acted in self-defense. While investigating Kola's house, he discovered a secret room that sheltered Kola's dark truth. The room had paintings of various women, and amidst it was a collection of sketches of women who were drawn after being tortured or violated. Among those women was Sarah, and that was enough to prove the truth. He contacted the inspector and shared with him all that he had found, even though the inspector was convinced that the women murdered to protect themselves. The department was not in favor of the idea as they were paid by Ademola's family to find the girls. Uncle B shared the location of Kemi's grandmother's house with the police to arrest them. The girls were found and taken into custody. Kola's mother rejoiced at the news and asked them to bring the girls to the old factory warehouse. Temiyin overheard, I'm talking about Kola's sister, the one that is actually drug addict and all that. You know what I'm talking about. Now, once she overheard the conversation that the mom requested the girls should be taken to the factory, she already knew what was going to happen. So all she did was for her to contact the investigating officer that questioned her. Now, arriving the warehouse, Uduak asked her son Femi to shoot the girls to prove that he was truly the head of the family. With the gun in his hand, Femi struggled to find the courage to shoot them as Sarah started speaking about her abusive relationship with Kola and how they acted out of fear. Femi could not make himself to do it, and that is when Temiyin steps in and she took the gun, saying that by executing the girls, she would prove her commitment to the family. The mother was heavily impressed, but instead of shooting the girls, she shot Uncle B. She pointed the gun at the mother and started to spill the secret of the family. Her mother never liked her because of the bond she shared with her father. She reminded her of her late husband, whom she had murdered in cold blood as a mother while having an affair with a minister. So painful to know that Uduak Ademola, Kola's mother, was the very woman that was the root of all the crisis in the family. Uduak was having an affair with a minister. Kola was their son, and her husband had learned the truth. She then got her husband killed. Femi did not know about it. It was taken by surprise. Their mother agreed that she was indeed guilty of the crime, but she challenged her mother to take action. Temiyin released Sarah and Kemi. As they were escaping, they were found by the inspector. Temiyin had notified him about the family meeting up at the warehouse and asked him to join them. In a moment of rage and indecisiveness, she shot Femi and the wife as she held the gun to her mother's head. The inspector asked her not to take a step, but she wanted to end the madness of the family that was rooted in her mother. In the end, she simply replied that it was done, and the screen turned black. The series leaves room for interpretation, though, going by the word and the determination on her face. It perhaps means she shot the mom, right? So we can't tell. Okay, my annoyance about this movie is when I realized that Kola's mother knew about her son's abusive nature, yet she never stopped him. She believed that every woman that her son dated deserved it, in some way or the other, because they were all after his money. I mean, that's madness. Like that, who does that? That's madness. A particular scene that highlights the issue of how women are considered guilty even before proven to be so was when the security guard at the hotel spoke about how the bride-to-be was responsible for the disappearance of the groom, since she seemed controlling, and that might be the reason why he disappeared. Along with the gender bias, there was the difference in status that added to the assumption that he must be the poor girl from the village who could not satisfy the need of the wealthy businessman. Blood Sister manages to control and hold to the audience interest with one revelation after another. Seriously, like the sequence of the movie is on point. The suspense in it is very, very dramatic. Nobody would have ever thought that the mother had something to do with the whole drama. At some point, I was feeling maybe it's the brother, because he was actually very envious of his, success and all that. Only for me to realize that it was the mother. So I will give it up to Ebony Life TV. This is one of the good shots they actually did in 2022. This is a very good shot compared to their flopped Chief Daddy. No, this is a good reconciliation. This is a good intake, right? I don't know how about you. If you feel anything different from what I've said, do well to drop your opinion in the comment section down below. If you're yet to subscribe to this channel, please do well to hit the subscribe button. Make sure you turn on the bell notification icon so anytime I post fresh contents like this, you will be the first to be notified. And remember, I post only interesting video on this channel. Please do well to subscribe, share, and also please like this video. Drop your opinion in the comment section down below. See you guys in the next video.